I want Miss Wansley, I want the Wells to get justice. I don't want Ben Crump and Al Sharpton to escape criticism. That ain't the same thing. Al Sharpton and Ben Crump turned Nolan Wells' funeral into a rally.
One of the things that I'm glad to see is that there are people of all races at this funeral. And there are people of all ages. All whites are not a racist, and all blacks are not angry. Somewhere in the middle, we've got to meet and find what is just and fair. And that is why we want to celebrate Nolan, and at the same time say we want a full and thorough investigation. There are those that are so full of hate that they would send hate messages to the house of these parents. They sent one that Christine shared with Attorney Crump and I, and it accused her and Elmer of just stirring trouble and accused the lawyers, Attorney Crump and I, or they just want money. First of all, I don't get any money in any of what we do. Most of the cases that you have seen us do, we help to pay the funerals and all of that, and never ask for a dime back, even if they got settlements. But since Mississippi's so special, I'm not only saying we don't want nothing, I want to say right here now, and I'm inspired by who accused us of that I want to put up from National Action Network and me, I want to offer a reward of $50,000 to anybody I want to put a reward up for $50,000 for anybody that could give the information that will lead to an arrest and a conviction in the case of what happened. He was not on that island by himself. Somebody saw something and knows something. So I didn't come to make money, I came to give money. Stand up and tell the truth. Whatever it is, good or bad, we're not going to prejudge it, but we cannot end it until we know all the facts. So all you got to do is reach out to Attorney Crump's office, and National Action Network could do that if it leads to an arrest and conviction.
This was not an appropriate time for Al to be talking about this. You know, politicize the damn funeral. Why are you talking about the investigation during the funeral? Won't you just talk about Nolan? I agree with anybody pushing back saying, Al, trying to clear his damn name. Just not the time, Al. Al, you need a bulldozer and an army full of street sweepers to clear your name, sir. Right now is not the time to try to clear your name. In order to lift all the debris and garbage off your name to clear your name. We ain't gonna be able to do that, Al. We don't have that type of time. This ain't the type of an event for that. Now, I do disagree with whoever sent that message to the Wansley's home. That's horrible, fam. To be going through the worst moment of your life where y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand. To get through something like this, most of the time, at least in my experience, there are people that need medication to even get through it. Do you realize how depressed parents and siblings get No, you don't. To get through something like losing a child, fam, it could cost your life. You could lose your life or your will to live surrounding the thoughts and the feelings of depression and failure and loss behind losing a child. You could get very destructive to your own self. Self-destruction. So, yeah, I got a big problem with them sending. Then you got people sending hard mail to your house, memes in a physical form. You open a letter and you read it, and it's people shitting on you in your home. Not on Facebook, in your damn house. See, they did it that way because they thought it'd be less likely to be traced. Because you got an IP address when you do it on a computer. So they actually sent it via the U.S. Postal Service, which makes it a lot worse because it takes a lot more intention, doesn't it? Whoever did this, they meant that. So that's bad. You don't want to do that. That's horrible. Whoever did it is a jackass. But I think it's been missed. I think some of us are kind of missing the point here. I saw the picture that they sent, the meme that they sent. The meme wasn't so much as blaming the parents. No. The meme was not blaming the parents. And this I don't have a problem with. So let me make myself clear. The meme that they sent was blaming Crump and blaming Sharpton and calling them basically ambulance chasers who saw Miss Wansley as a payday. It didn't say anything about Miss Wansley. That's the part I don't like that he's bending the truth. And we know Al's going to do that.
They sent one that Christine shared with Attorney Crump and I. And it accused her and Elmer of just stirring trouble and accused the lawyers, Attorney Crump and I, they just want money.
Now, I don't know if there was a letter attached to it. I didn't see the letter. If there was a letter attached that said negative things about Miss Wansley, I didn't see that. But the picture I saw, it was a picture. And when I put out the video, I'm gonna put the picture out that showed Miss Wansley, and on beside her was Crump and Sharpton, and it was dollar signs written on their foreheads. And they were looking at Miss Wansley cry, and they was like, yeah, money. I got no problems with people that feel that way or think that way or see it that way. And when I say problems, I mean, I definitely can see where you're coming from. I want Miss Wansley, I want the Wells to get justice. I don't want Ben Crump and Al Sharpton to escape criticism. That ain't the same thing. I think we should want them to get justice for their child, but it doesn't mean you support Al or Ben. Get what I'm saying? I know it's got to thread the needle. So Al's conversation here is misleading, fam. But who's surprised about that? I ain't surprised it's misleading. Al's been misleading since Al been on the national stage. He been misleading mofos since the 80s. This is what Al does. Okay? It is what it is. But here's the problem. Here's the thing. And I think some of us who are old enough to understand things, you might understand where I'm coming from. Unfortunately, the way our system's set up, a person like Al, you may still need his help. Because how do you get a story in the media for people to pay attention to it without going through these gatekeepers? That's the part I don't think people get. You may feel a certain kind of way. You don't know what Mr. Wansley feels. We don't know what the mother feels. They might feel the same way Tamir Rice's mom felt. Samir. The way Miss Rice felt. I don't know her like that. I only think I should call her by her first name. I don't want no problems. They can feel the same way. They may say whatever in the public. You don't know. There are people losing people every day. And the only difference about this story and their story is they got somebody talking about it. That is all. That is it. There are a lot of deaths that go unsolved in this country. The point is this. Al is full of shit. I don't trust Al. I do not trust Al Sharpton, but I do trust that our media machine would ignore the deaths of Nolan Wells and anybody else if it didn't make money for them. There. And it's the way it is. That's the beast. So you gotta swim. Sometimes you gotta swim with the sharks if you want to get a fish. Sometimes you're gonna have to roll it around, hang around the barn. If you want to get some milk, you gotta go to the store. If you're a parent who lost a child and you want some spotlight on your story, you may have to put up with Al. Or maybe you don't find out shit. You keep your ethics and be broke. And some of y'all have jobs, working places where, the company, come on now, somebody, y'all gonna keep it real. Some of y'all in your everyday life, you either work with people or you work in a job or a company that is, how great is it? But you put up with it. Why do you put up with it? Because you need to keep a roof over head. So you're willing to compromise. You're willing to work within the system when it would suit you. When you see somebody else working within the system, you go, how dare you work in the system? I'm just keeping it real, man. I was keeping it real. Al Sharpton, back to Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, sit there. Al Sharpton put up $50,000 and people are still mad at his ass because they have long memories and they know Al is full of shit. I saw somebody say, the only reason why Al put that money up is because Al know this case ain't never going to be solved. Al's reputation is garbage. Al, these people just do not trust you, Al. You've been so much of a scumbag for so long, you ain't going to ever wear it off. It's a permanent tag around your neck. That's cold-blooded though, man. Al Sharpton got $50,000 to give away. You realize how much publicity he would get if this actually happened? And it actually did lead to an arrest and a conviction. If he was able to put up $50,000, somebody came forth with the information, you wouldn't want that to happen? See, it's like, I dislike Al and his tactics and the way he's been, who he's been, what he represents. But I dislike murderer or murder, potential murder not being solved more. Yeah, if his money helps, cool. How could you be against that? Now, I get it. Some people say it's all bullshit, Tim. They say, Tim, he ain't giving nobody no goddamn money. Come on, Tim. Wake up, Tim. Is that like he don't have it? Is that like he don't have it? Right? He could. He could. I don't have it. He does. Do your thing, Al. Prove me wrong, Al. Prove me wrong. Al only made that offer because people roasted his ass and said they didn't trust him. They put him on Front Street. So then he, defending himself, he has put this offer out. Let's see what happens. I'm not defending Al. I'm not defending it. I'm saying if it helps the family, it helps the family. I realize you can't please everybody.
What a message. What a message. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Now let's say it so his family will know they are not alone. Justice for Nolan Wells. Thank you. I stand before you with a plea for justice. I'm so grateful that Reverend Al Sharpton, America's civil rights leader, did not think it robbery to stand with Christine and Elmo and all of their family, to let them know that despite what some people may say or do that is so insensitive, so disrespectful, so inhumane, while you all are grieving the worst loss that any parent could have, that people from New York, people from Los Angeles, people from Chicago, Detroit, London, Paris, all over the world has been calling Nolan Wells' name. Justice for Nolan Wells. I am so very grateful, Reverend Al, Reverend Toon, that we have a great team of lawyers and investigators, because it's always a team effort. Nolan life mattered. Nolan life mattered. Nolan's 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 life investigation.
I gotta say, maybe I'm old school, fam. I'm going to admit this. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm stuck in my old way of thinking. But I don't think no funeral was no place to hold no damn rally. Am I tripping, y'all? I'm gonna keep it going, family. But I gotta say that. Crump, shut your ass up. Stay on point. Why is Crump even talking? It's a funeral. I'm trying to figure out why he even talking. Tyler Perry, this is what you put money up for? Tyler Perry's paying for the funeral. Just what he paid for Al to do, Al and Ben, to get their PR game up. I'm just saying, fam. Get what I'm saying?
So I want you to stand to your feet and let them know that Nolan life matters. Nolan life matters. Nolan life matters. Nolan's 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 life matters.
Let me say to Christine and Elmo, before we do the prayer of committal and escort the family out, I just got a text, Christine and Elmo, you know that Tyler Perry said he would pay for the funeral. He must be watching, because he said, I'm gonna match you and put up $50,000 more. So we putting up $100,000 for anybody that'll come forward. We just want the truth, that's all. We just want the truth. And we want to thank Tyler Perry. He must have been watching. We want to thank Colin Kaepernick, who paid for Colin Kaepernick, a real giant in our community that shouldn't be disrespected by anybody. But I'll leave that for when I get back to Harlem. But thank you, Colin, for what he did for this family. I'm going to ask Reverend R.B. Holmes.
I didn't like this part. I've been in that situation. I can't imagine, after me standing there and saying words about my baby, somebody coming behind me and being like, doing a rally, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they told the family this is all part of the process. This is how we get more eyeballs on the case. This is how we keep it in the media. This is how we keep it getting covered. And maybe this is what you got to do, fam. Maybe that's part of it, right? Can we leave a little? I'm gonna leave a little bit of room, fam, to say I never been through this part. I never had to get publicity for it. So maybe this is how you got to do it if you want your story to not be like all the other situations out there that we never hear about. Maybe you got to play this game. You got to go through this if you want your story to be on the top of the fold in the newspaper where people pay attention to it, where people cover it. I think at the end of the day, Crump is a business person. I think at the end of the day, Al Sharpton is a business person. And I think it's going to be business. They would not even be there if it wasn't business.